I
You know
think
what's
we're live.
scary? A thunderstorm can
What?
be scary.
Yeah,
Wow.
especially when it makes your bedroom roof drip on you. But
That's
anyway,
true.
let's
That's true.
continue.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're watching Tanner's Haunted Secrets
on the Outline Network.
What they say.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a secret sound hidden deep within the center of the earth. Until you listen closely enough, you can hear it. And it sounds like razors through flesh. We are merely here to turn up the volume.
Well, welcome, everyone. And this is Chainer's Haunted Secrets. See, I did it without messing up. I've been saying Chainer's Field of Screams all week, and I didn't mess it up this time. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
But I am very happy because I have Friday and I have Raz, and they are amazing people, and I am so grateful. And you know what? Raz, right now, my wonderful person that said I do when she could have said I don't is actually working on Trevor.
Yay!
Trevor wants to go trick-or-treating with some kids, and I know that he's going to be at the field tomorrow because our field is actually going to have an industry night, and we invite some Hans. But that is that, and this is this. So let's go ahead and do this. Today we have with us the wonderful Friday and the wonderful Dr. Raz T Slasher. So, if you guys have looked at the entire thing today, we are supposed to have a fourth person on here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she is under the weather. And as soon as she said, hey, I don't think I'll be able to make it, I said, please, what I want you to do is get in there and do your best. No, actually, we told her just go ahead, take a moment, and get feeling better because you're not passionate about stuff unless you're feeling good. And I say that, and the whole Snickers commercial with Betty White pops in my head. So we want everybody to be themselves, and we want everybody to enjoy themselves. And here we are once again with this episode. And actually, we were going to talk about this subject. When we were going to talk about this subject, we were going to talk about the subject on the second half. But we have an entire show to talk about this subject. And I will also tell you, yes, I know, I got something on my shirt. And I just don't care because it's just going to happen. So what we are actually going to talk about instead of Woods of Terror, which I got some information about Woods of Terror, and I think it's awesome. If you're in the North Carolina area, go see Woods of Terror because they're doing some pretty awesome things over there. Um, I do believe that they are raising money for the now I know we were looking this up and I might have to look this up again, but I do believe that they are raising money for the victims of the hurricane in their area with being in North Carolina. North Carolina did get hit with that hurricane. Absolutely amazingly, they got hit in a section that's not even close to the coast. He actually got hit right beside Tennessee the hardest. And unfortunately, we were looking at some stuff here earlier today, and there is actually a haunt that announced that they would be closing because of the floodwaters entering their building and destroying 90% of their decorations along with stuff. But, you know, before we. Oh my gosh, Trevor.
Hey, Trevor.
So Trevor is here, and Trevor won't be able to be seen because he doesn't work on my camera very well. So what me and Raz is going to do tomorrow, we're going to take some pictures of Trevor going through Chainer's Field of Screams.
Yeah, and I think he and I have a duo act going on tomorrow for a little while too.
Yeah. And all he said is he wanted to be a spirit.
Ooh.
Trevor's not working right now.
He's morphing. He's trying to materialize, but he's not being allowed.
Yeah. So, as we get this show started, I know that not last weekend, but the previous weekend with the hurricane hitting, we were closed on Friday, and we opened for 1 hour. And in all actuality, we should have just closed that night, but we all looked at the radar. We thought that the radar was clearing up and we were going to have a good run. And we come to realize that that was not the case. And it was a very unwanted moment. So if you don't know anything about my haunt is actually outside haunt. It is absolutely subjected to the elements. There's nothing I can do about it. I would love to tell everybody, hey, it's perfectly fine. But when the wind is blowing, as much as it just was not going to work. And you always seeing the trees twisting. That's the thing with the woods being inside, You have twisting trees. You just want to go ahead and be doing the safest thing possible, So we went ahead and said it wasn't raining, but we went ahead and we closed just because we needed to make sure that it was safe for everybody. Here I am trying to get something, and I can't get it uploaded on me because for some reason my computer does not like to upload stuff. But I know that Friday was a challenge for you, Raz.
Oh, it was the Friday before last. Yeah, the storms were pretty bad in Ohio. Obviously not near as bad as their origin points, but most haunts were completely rained out or dead in the water. And we found out that, hey, well, we didn't find out. We were like, hey, we're all indoors. So the only haunts anywhere near us within like within a 45-minute or more were like Lewisburg Caves, Carnage, and Dents. We were amongst the only one in our whole area that was open. We thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. Everybody's going to come here. And then our power went out. We had literally no power except for like the emergency power for the alarms, which only lasted a little while. And those were gone too by the time the haunt actually started going. So I'd been thinking about this, for a while. And this has happened to me in other places, other haunts I worked at. And I had a plan for here about 3 years ago. When I put this plan in place, we had a lot of different people that work here, not the same people. So I had to adapt that plan. And I talked to the makeup, I talked to, costumes, I talked to sales. Everybody got together as like the family and figured out how to adapt and how we were going to open. And we got on our toes. We went and got a bunch of candles, like battery operated candles, and each group got to take one candle through with them. So it was extra dark. It even more so than our lights out, because even during lights out, you've got the music going. You've got like it's a little bit of emergency lighting for tough spots. This was zero lighting of any kind except for that little battery operated candle that was one per group. So it was a lot of challenges for security, a lot of challenges for the actors to not only be able to direct people the right way, but to stay in character and maintain guest safety. We were asking a lot of everybody, and I got online and posted, "Hey guys, we're still open. Come hang out for the end of the world party." We even had to get a generator and attach it to a truck just to power our "We're open" sign, so people would know we were open.
That's actually quick thinking on you guys. And if the power would ever go out for our haunt, there is a generator. But once again, that's pretty quick thinking for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how
See,
good.
for us being indoors, we can't run a lot of generators like that because of the gas.
Right. And some haunts, they operate their entire facility off of generators. I know one of the previous haunts I actually was at, that's what they did. But we have the policy that if the trees look like they're trying to play limbo, we are done. Because if a tree, and that day actually I went down there, I went down the trail, and as soon as I got done with the trail, I went back through, and there was actually a branch that came down in the time that I was down there, and I declared that was done. We were over, and that's just the way it plays. By the way, if anybody ever says anything about my voice this evening, I apologize. But let me just tell you, she ran straight to her car in total fear and screamed at her boyfriend, "You unlock this door or we're done." But yeah, haunt actors, take care of your voices. Absolutely take care of your voices.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we kind of want to spin this around because we want to kind of talk about emergencies, water. Could it be a flood? Could it be a hurricane? Could it be a tornado? Because I remember years ago, we actually had a Halloween tornado breakout.
We did.
Ohio, and it was a pretty nasty one. There was sleet, hail, and everything coming down. And there was major tornadoes that broke out. I don't think any haunts were affected by it, as in like damaged, but sometimes Mother Nature is going to take your haunt no matter what you do. And unfortunately, that's what happened in North Carolina. And I did not even go through the list and look at anything in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop a little bit of information here. If you ever get the opportunity, I highly suggest you go to Scare Factor and look up their haunt list. They do an absolutely fantastic job. I know some people kind of discourage it, some people like it, but I'm going to give them a prop because this is actually how I found this haunt. I was clicking over in the Ashland area, and here it is. It's in Clyde. It's called Haunted School. And Haunted School put this out, and they showed about 30 photos, and you can just absolutely see, even though the water had receded, there was skeletons and many props that was just absolutely devastated. And they unfortunately declared
to share these?
If you want to, go ahead.
Okay, because if you want me to share them, I need to know which link we're looking at.
Let's see here.
Definitely should do that.
Yeah. I know I sent that link in the group. You know how my brain operates, and anybody that's watching this podcast knows. In our Facebook group that we have, Jenny, the very last one is Haunted School.
Okay. Give me a second.
Yep. I was just going to go through, and as soon as you get that loaded, if you would like to, you're more than welcome to read the letter that they posted out. It's terrible to be able to find this, but you know what? I'm glad that they actually posted stuff. That way, people knew what was going on, and they would not try. I know that North Carolina was harmed seriously with damage to roads and sides of rivers and mudslide. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. And Jenny, on a previous podcast I did one with you, we actually talked about floating caskets. North Carolina actually had one floating down. It was a nice blue one. So if that's your family, I truly hope that, But this is the photos that they have provided on Facebook when they made their announcement.
Damn.
As you can see, you can clearly see that the water had a pretty good level.
Oh yeah.
And it's not something that you can just fix really quick.
No. A lot of structural damage looks like in places too.
Yeah.
What I really
wow.
want y'all to understand, our viewers, this is a business like any other with structural damage. It's going to still take the same amount of money and time to fix if they can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still just as devastating as losing any other business because of how many people actually put their time and volunteering and what it brings to the community.
Definitely.
Right. And this was absolutely posted on September 29th. So,
I knew much about people until I took one part out to see how it worked.
Which I want to point out how old that Mountain Dew can is.
Yeah.
In that picture.
Okay.
One more back right there.
Is like, wow.
Gee, criminy. Both cans are pretty old, but wow.
That Dew can, yeah. Oh, this is a side note, but they just announced a new artwork for the Mountain Dew can.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Getting back to its Appalachian roots.
Ooh.
Wow, man.
That should be interesting.
But absolutely, something like this, it's not going to be able to be repaired anytime soon. And I do think if you go back, can you read that for us, Jenny?
Oh, yeah. It is with great regret that we have to make this heartbreaking announcement due to several circumstances, including the hurricane that just hit our beloved community. The rising flood waters destroyed around 90% of our props and decorations, along with our parking lot and several other items. The haunted school will be permanently closed. We want to apologize to all our loyal fans, supporters, and other wonderful volunteer actors. It has been a wonderful 9 years scaring y'all, and we wouldn't change all of our fun times for the world. We will miss y'all, but don't fret. We may find a new location one day. Till then, we love y'all and stay creepy. Update. We got in today after all the water receded to move items and to get a better grasp of the damage. Unfortunately, it is as we thought. A total loss. It is sad that years of hard work can be gone in just seconds.
That's tough, man.
Absolutely, my heart goes out to them, and in fact, I called their phone number just to tell them how sad I was to see this post and tell them that we would be talking about their haunt on this show tonight. Um, not to put a grain of salt in a wound, just bring to the light that this does happen to our haunt industry, and I know I know a while back there was a fire at a haunt, and I think this was a really small haunt, but some of the haunts around them actually came together and was not using different stuff, and they donated it and got stuff up and running the next year. But it sounds like with structural damage and this and that, this location is not feasible anymore. So we absolutely wish them the best, and everybody in North Carolina absolutely wishing you guys the best because that's just absolutely terrible. I know Tennessee had different places. I did not even, like I said, did not get into Tennessee to see if there was anything. But the kicker is with that site uh, that I was talking about, you're able to type in what area, what state, and it can bring up a couple of different things. The advertisement on this, I would like to point out there is advertisement on this, and one of the places that is advertised is Woods of Terror that was supposed to be on the show this evening. Unfortunately, once again, she was sick. So, um, hopefully she gets feeling better because boy, she's going to be a heck of a show to have on there.
Definitely.
So
Also, feel better if you're
yeah,
watching. Feel better.
hopefully. But I do also want to tell everybody that just really pay attention to different things, and do not give a haunt a bad review because they had to close early because the weather was getting dangerous. Um, that absolutely has happened, and I've seen reports, and I'm just like, well, they did it for a good reason. Well, I had a time ticket. Okay, did they refund you? Yeah, but it's not what I wanted. Okay, so your safety doesn't matter, and we should run you and see what happens. Yeah, it's not how that operates. Um,
Sadly, it does in some places. They will still operate and still run you through the storm. I had this actually happen. It was the Haunted Vineyard back when it was open back in the day. Michelle and I had gone, and there was supposed to be a slight storm, but nothing too bad. But the weather changed drastically, and we got in this little bus and got taken all the way to the top of the vineyard. And you could just hear it suddenly just pouring down. The thunder and lightning was shaking this little bus thing that it took us up in. They said, "You guys have a choice. You can either go ahead and go through, or we can take you back down to the bottom and no refunds." And we're like, me and Michelle are just like, "Fuck it." So only her and I, out of the group of like 20 some people, got out. Everybody else got in the van and drove down to the bottom, and we were bound and determined. And we went through there, and it was so bad. Like lightning was striking. Like it felt like the world was ending, and the rain was coming down so hard you couldn't see a lot of what you're like the props and actors. And they decided about 5 minutes after we started going through to evacuate, and they were evacuating behind us. So we were still going through the Han as they were evacuating behind us. Like we slid down like some hills that were just nothing but mud that were dangerous. We got out, we made it to the end, and they said, "How'd you enjoy it?" And we were like, we just kind of stared at them for a second because we were shocked that they even asked us like how we enjoyed it because we saw nothing. It looked like it would have been a really awesome Han. That was the only year I'd ever gotten to like try and go to it. But I wish they would have just said, you know what? It's obviously getting bad. We're going to refund everybody's tickets to come back. And even the people that left, they were glad they left, but they didn't get their money back either. And I just kind of felt like if I was going to pay that much money, and it was expensive, it was $30 a piece, and we had to drive, I think, 2.5, 3 hours to get there. So it was an odd experience, and my safety was definitely not cared about.
and that's one of the things that we do care about at our field, and I'm sure a lot of people do. In fact, I know for a fact that there are so many people that do say so many things about, hey, pay attention to this and pay attention to that, because I do have some real items at my haunt, and I am the only one that can use them.
Yep.
And I can say over and over how many years I've trained and this and that, but if you would honestly actually see it, it would be a little different. But yeah, just please be safe. Always be safe.
And I do want to say,
Um,
I did still give them, however, a 3-star despite my experience, because I don't.
Whoa. How'd
We
that
moved.
happen?
You guys shifted. Teleportation
I
happening.
don't know.
Did you sneeze? Achoo! Oh, there it
Oh.
goes.
Good timing.
Anyway, so yeah, our description of tonight's show, I just happened to look at it and come to realize it's not exactly correct.
I
So
couldn't change it after so close to the time.
Yeah.
It said no.
it's
So
it's
me and my
okay.
coffee just figured we'd come here and hope for the best.
Absolutely. But hopefully we get her back on the show one of these times. We'd
Yeah.
love to have her. We have such a lineup. I don't know exactly when we would be able to get her back on here, but you know what? So getting back into this whole thing with unfortunate disasters and this and that. I know California, someone was telling me when I was talking about this, California actually had a earthquake in October, and people in a haunted house actually didn't know if this was people doing this to the building or if this was actually happening. And uh, I don't know how often California gets earthquakes.
Too often.
What you do? You
But
sneezed again, Jenny. But
Dude,
that's one of the things, you don't know when the disaster is coming. You don't know this and that. This was something that could have been predicted or was predicted. It looked it wasn't supposed to go for where it was ending up, but it did. I've got a buddy that's in Nashville at a haunt, and so glad that his show did not have that problem. Sound like a couple of places were able to just cut down some trees and get back to business. And absolutely, it just, when it comes down to disasters, you can't predict them. You don't know when the flood's coming. I mean, every storm could give you an inch, but unfortunately, too much water can be a major problem. Power outages from storms can be a major problem. Tornadoes absolutely can be a major problem. And the hurricane that's going through right now is actually developing so many tornadoes that they're actually telling people really pay attention down in Florida, because you're actually getting tornadoes. You're not just getting a hurricane, you're getting a little bit of the whippy wind coming for you. And as much as I know people believe this, I am sorry to inform you, but tornadoes are not caused by wind turbines.
nope.
They are caused by roundabouts.
Yep. Assholes like me and Pyle and giant white creeper vans doing way too high speeds too many times around the roundabout. We've seen it.
Right. But so Jenny, what kind of disasters do you have around you? I know you guys have hurricanes.
we have gotten hurricanes before. Ike was not my best friend. I swear. We've gotten tornadoes. We get wildfires. We get bad thunderstorms. We get all types of not fun things. So yeah, it's
Well, I can tell you that something that is not exactly a disaster, but is the weather, and it makes it really hot or really hard to do anything for your haunt, is hot temperature. If you're in a
Ooh,
nice, cool air conditioning building, congratulations. If you're not, you're roasting and toasting. If you are outside, you might get shade, but we have a rule at our field that if it says that it is reached 90 degrees, we are done for the day until it cools down and actually gets into the low 80s or
unfortunately,
hopefully 70s.
unfortunately, Josh does not have that luxury at his work. Whatever the temp is, unless the weather is too bad to be there. Because there has been a couple of bad storm days where it was too bad for him to be there. Uh, they're out there working in the yard.
Right.
We do not have that here either. We were working in some pretty dangerously hot conditions for the first, let's see, family and friends night, our opening night, and our first 2 weekends. It was so hot. We had to run almost 3 times the amount of water through. We had to take like extra, like little breaks inside the haunt for certain actors in certain costumes. It was not fun this year because we have no air conditioning in the dungeon, and even the customers were like, "It's hot down here," and we're like, "Well, you're in hell, so what do you expect?"
Right. I
You were
know
on brand.
going to some places, you got to really ask yourself if it's worth um, taking the opportunity to be down there right at that second, or is it best to come back? But um, I'm going to bring this up. One of the worst things in the world is being in a pretty hot temperature and having one of those masks that we call a claustrophobic mask, the ones that just absolutely feels like that extra skin on you. Um, it doesn't let you sweat correctly, and next thing you know, you're panting and waiting for the Grim Reaper to come knock on your costume.
Mhm.
Um, I have plenty of
We have
pictures of the pumpkin smasher that it looks like his entire back has been liquefied.
Yeah.
we have the same problem with the full body PPE.
Oh yeah. This
That
is the,
sucked, and we still got.
and this is something that I have to in particular, and people that have nerve disorders like I do, where you don't have any, well, the receptors for your brain to the things that matter are malfunctioning, so you can't feel things like temperature. I have gotten heat exhaustion many times to dangerous, almost deadly levels, and the beginning stages of hypothermia a couple times. Um, a couple of both of those were at different hunts over the years. At the times were just, I'm a moron and don't pay attention. But people like me, you guys have to be extra careful about that when it's hot out, when you're in big costumes, because you're not going to feel until it's too late. And by then you're either passing out or they're taking you to the hospital. So if you have an illness like that, you have got to take precautions ahead of time.
So, in Tennessee's area, there is a Hartman's. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Hartman's corn maze that they actually have um, haunt actors, and they seem like they have a pretty good crew. Unfortunately, during this whole hurricane episode, they were out, and they were hoping to reopen on October 4th. Um, I don't know. They did not post. Oh yeah, yeah. They did get reopened on Friday the 4th, which is
Good.
awesome. I'm really glad to see that.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully, hopefully one of these guys gets a hold of us one of these days, and we can go ahead and have them. I mean, heck, there's a lot of haunts around the United States, and that's what we talk about. Hopefully,
Even some outside the United States.
yeah, well, I wouldn't mind having Ripley's haunted house. You know what? I didn't even think about that. Ripley's got a haunted house or a haunted adventure in Gettysburg, And let's pull them up because I wonder if they had anything. Well, I'm sure they had problems.
I was going to say, yeah.
They flood a lot.
Yeah.
But funny thing about the Ripley's, this haunted adventure is actually a everyday event.
Yep.
So I'm sure they were able to get back up and running here very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Let's go with this one. Let's see what this is. This is a and this site really is a wonderful site. As I'm doing this podcast and actually looking at this site, it gives you the opportunity you can actually look at the haunts, Facebook, or wherever it is. So this haunt is another corn. Sounds like they got a lot of cornfields over there. But there is a farm here. That's actually pretty cool. They got Snoopy this year's design. They were trying to do an overhaul, and some of the walls got damaged, and they were overhauling to try seeing if they could get it. And yes, this weekend they will also be up and running. And Frienders Farm, FENDERS Farm, has a maze that's haunted. You know, it's
Vendors.
You know what? I never claim I could be able to read, and I'm going to have a wonderful time doing all these reading names as we help the Ohio Haunters Association with their Haunter awards.
Yeah.
So let's see here. That's the corn maze.
I'm excited that you should announce that officially, by the way, since you just kind of talked about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have a date yet.
Well, we don't have to say the date. We can just say that we're doing it and to keep your eyes out for it.
Well, absolutely. We can absolutely do that. So Elliott Network, Chainers, Haunted Secrets are all going to team up with OHA, and we're going to take a little time and spend quality time with the president of the Ohio Haunters Association. And we are actually going to make a live show where me and Max will be reading off names and saying the haunts that get these awards. Every single haunt that nominates a person, the haunts are the ones that pick who wins these awards, and we give them recognition because in the Ohio Haunters Association, we feel that it is always one of those things that you have to be able to go through and recognize people. You have to recognize the ones that actually jump up and really do stuff. There's a haunted forest in Tennessee that their posting was actually kind of comical. It says, "Haunted forest, yes, we're open. Don't worry about it."
I thought you were going to be like, Haunted Forest is open. Now we've changed our name to the Haunted Swamp.
It doesn't say don't worry about it. It actually does say haunted forest is, yes, it is open. So looks like they didn't have any problems. But it does smack it right there with every Saturday and every Friday and Saturday night, October throughout October and November 1st and 2nd, weather permitting, right there. Absolutely. Ours is the same way. We smack that right in your face and tell you, weather permitting. Uh, when you're outside, you hope like heck everything goes well. And if it doesn't, you get a hold of your cousins and say, hey, can we come play with you? Raz, no dirty joke on that. I know what you're thinking.
I was trying real hard.
I know, right?
Eh.
She sends you both hugs and kisses and hi.
Hello.
Aw.
Hey, hey, Pyle, just real quick. I don't know if you understand this phrase, but I need to say it. Two raccoons, one butt.
Yes. Yes. We got in this conversation. No.
Jenny.
No, I'm hiding behind the coffee.
I would too. Run.
All my deadly grounds cold brew is gone. I'm gonna have to make more. I am so sad.
Aw.
Ooh. So there's a haunt called the Haunted Grounds in Tennessee. They have posted some pictures of some damages and this and that. That the homes were damaged. There's random bits and pieces of debris everywhere. So I'm going to say that they yep, here it is. They had to close until it got all cleaned up, and I do believe that they are back open. Let's see here. Yep, they're posting that they're open. And this one right here, this is a cash only. So if you guys go to the haunted grounds in Tennessee, it is cash only. But yeah, that's a couple of the haunts around that area that absolutely had to close. A lot of haunts took different items and they went ahead and did some magical things with their items. They actually went ahead and donated water and different stuff to different people. I know right now, and it has been for a while, gasoline is a really big thing that they were actually getting the helicopters to fly to stuff in because, helicopters can find a place to land. They were dropping off all the supplies and having people lined up and getting whatever gasoline or whatever they could. And I want to say I hope this never happens again. But there again, I'm going to say reality is it is going to happen again. Hopefully it doesn't happen in haunt season. Hopefully people have opportunity. And I can't even tell you who all had a home haunt all set up, and I'm sure they lost it. I am sure that 12-foot skeletons or the giant reaper of 15 feet that is so hard to actually put together in the dark, Matthew, you know who you are. I'm sure that stuff was just devastated. The winds were brutal. The damage. Anybody that knows these 12-foot skeletons or even the Inferno Pumpkin, Matthew. I'm going to say Matthew on this because we actually went Thursday, me and Raz, and he's like, oh yeah, if you could help me decorate. And he pulled so much stuff out, and I'm like, what's your biggest two things? Because I got to fill in. By the way, Raz, we are never going to get Grubhub from that restaurant again.
This is bad, man.
We don't like to talk bad about things on this show, but that restaurant is not a haunt affiliated thing. So I could tell you that this place that me and Raz got food from, the best thing was the hot wings because everything else tasted like wings. If it was
No,
deep fried, it tasted like wings.
the best things, the best thing that we didn't get was probably the cheese curds because we didn't have to taste them.
That is
They were probably the best.
that is probably true. We ordered cheese curds and they disappeared without a trace, and I had to file my first complaint on, hey, this is not good, and I want this to be taken care of. And it took me about 15 minutes to be able to talk to somebody to, you know. So, uh, Jenny, I'm going to see if I could send you something here because I know how you are. Actually, uh, in that group, Jenny, there is thing called Pinhead Graveyard. I don't know if you could pull
Okay.
that up.
Yes, I can. Just give me one
I'm
moment.
glad.
Let me refine the group.
Oh,
Because
no
it's doing that
momento.
shit again. Where it wants a number for no reason.
We'll tell it to stop.
Just so everybody
I'm
knows,
trying.
Punch in the face.
just so you know, this is my cuss jar, and every time I swear, I have to put whatever change I have in my pocket, and it's filling up because of the show.
That's because of the network. I hate to see that. You better like keep your pockets like empty during padded cells though, for real, man. The last one we
Oh,
got out
yeah.
of control, and I think we're doing another one this Sunday.
Yeah, and I will be in there as soon as I can. I've got a wedding I'm hoping to go to. Uh, so yep, that's what I was talking about. There's a thing to read underneath there.
Yeah, I figured we'd go through the pictures.
Oh yeah, we can go over the pictures.
If you guys can, this is where you pay to
Donate.
help donate. The word that was escaping me. The last few days have been absolutely devastating for our friends in Western North Carolina, and we want to come together as an organization and community to help the victims of Hurricane Helene and the aftermath that has rocked our entire state. Starting today and running the whole month of October, we will be accepting donations at money sign Woods of Terror on Cash App. We will match each dollar donating as well up to $10,000. Please put WNF Relief Fund in your notes for donation. All donations will be submitted to Samaritan's Purse to aid their efforts. We also wanted to take a moment to thank and send prayers to Noah Bonomo and his crew with Northeast Guilford Fire Department, who are currently being deployed to. If I am butchering this. Forgive me, guys. Buncombe County to help with recovery efforts. Noah and his family are a huge part of the Woods of Terror team, and we thank him for his bravery. Our Woods of Terror medics are being deployed to help those who need it as well. Thank you in advance to all who donate, and if you are financially unable please to do so, please share.
You know what? I will just say right now that is a wonderful thing that they are actually able to do that. Um, I think it's wonderful that people want to go and help these events that happen. Um, I got I got a buddy that he just got deployed down to Florida, and when he got deployed, his brother got released off the deployment because he was deployed for 2 weeks, and he was in North Carolina. So one was in North Carolina, one's down in Florida, waiting for this hurricane to go through. Um, and both of those wonderful gentlemen are partial volunteers. They're not full time volunteers. They just come out and act whenever they can at my field. And I just known them for so long, and I thank them very much for everything they do. I know that everybody's donating to the Salvation Army, the Red Cross. Oh, there is one that the sleepy paramedic. Oh man, who is he always talking about? Cajun something. Um, they do a lot of hurricane stuff, and they are on the ground right now. And he figured out how to do something with TikTok. If you watch TikTok and you let it repeat for a little bit, and you post a comment in there, TikTok will pay him. But when he's getting money off of this video, he's instantly donating that to this group. And you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can do some looking at this because I want to pull that up, or at least figure out what it's called. Muted myself at the wrong time there.
Yes, definitely a wonderful thing how they have things set up.
Yeah.
If you let the TikTok eat, and as long as you watch them full and comment, it will help. And always watch them fully. And if you comment and share, that tells TikTok that you are watching, somebody is paying attention. And I hope you watch all of ours. We would be grateful.
As I'm going through TikTok, I just came across Giggles the Clown, by the way. Giggles Clown is coming to Chainer's Field of Screams this Saturday, the 12th.
Yes.
Totally forgot. I got a chair to make.
I love Brian so fucking much, man. Seriously, like he's one of my favorite people in the world.
Yes.
All I can say is he's just a clown.
It's funny because Rob was gonna take a night off here to come and guest over at Chainer's this year because he just wanted to go over there. And then when we found out we were gonna get a chance to come out with you guys for your industry tomorrow and haunt with you guys, he got so fucking excited. We're all excited in general, though. Like we're pumped up about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for you guys too.
I found out some of my favorite TikTokers are guest haunting at different haunts, and I find that amazing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that. It's love, man. You know.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I just got this today. It smells amazing. And yes, I'm obsessed with books. You
Nothing
guys
wrong with
probably
that.
figured that out. But yes, um, that like in Corpse Garden Chronicles, you guys had saw all the pictures we showed of the different ways natural disasters can mess with a graveyard. Hey, Steven,
When Nichols,
just so you know,
Stefan.
no, we don't. Stefan, whatever your name is, it's here. But just like that, it can destroy businesses, it can destroy houses. I know when the tornado came through us, we were actually very lucky. Yes, the house was gone, but the only injury was a tiny piece of wood that got impaled in my brother-in-law's foot. He was still able to walk and help others out of the buildings. My husband and him worked very hard to make sure as many people as possible were safe.
So
And he
real quick,
disappeared.
yeah, he disappeared. Real quick, it's the United Cajun Army. That is the one that yep, they are absolutely maybe it's the United Cajun Navy. Yeah, United Cajun Navy. So what these guys do is they go out and help people during the hurricanes. They are actually they are or they were up in North Carolina working and trying to just get supplies around. I think that is really awesome. The Sleepy Paramedic has been posting and posting and posting and posting and posting just to get TikTok to pay him so he can donate money to these guys. And it's been working because the one has been absolutely going $500. The other one was $250, and her one $250. That's $1,000 just being able to go to the help that was needed. And the thing is, you know, if you can donate, you can donate. If you can't, you can't. Watching that TikTok, doing that stuff, it just seems like it's a wonderful thing and it's working for these guys. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, so, but you know, we on here usually we have a guest. And usually we can talk about the haunt industry, but it just seems like with all this that has been going on, it's kind of hard to keep focused because we keep on looking up stuff. And I know that we want to talk to you guys about positive things. It's really real. Oh my gosh, he got a headset on.
Yeah, I do. I came back inside.
But United Cajun Navy, we found that one. So but that's one of those things that we really try figuring out what to do. And considering we have another hurricane that's coming in, when this one came in 2 weeks ago, it was instant that you knew it was going to be bad because Disney said we locked up the house with the mouse. Universal Studios Haunt Nights or Horror Nights, they shut down. They said that they didn't want it to be any problem.
Let me put it this way, guys. Right now, Milton's coming into Florida. It is so bad that everybody's favorite waffle place has shut down.
No.
Wow,
Dude, we
They've
should
been there
close.
forever.
We should close. I mean, we should absolutely just close the show right now and go support our local waffle houses.
Sadly, I would if I could.
Dude, it's an hour away. And like we said before the show, I have enough to do the stuff I have to do over the next 2 weeks. I can't buy a meal.
Yeah, same.
One of the things that someone just posted, and you know, I know this is a haunt show. We talk about haunted industry, this and that. If you are expecting a major problem and you really don't know what to do, there is a high suggestion, and I just came across this, for you to fill up your bathtub. Because if you fill up your bathtub, at least then you have water until that supply is gone. That should last you a couple of days. But yeah, just putting that out there. Speaking of bathrooms, I can't wait. It's this weekend. It's going to be another wonderful weekend for our haunt, and I am going to chase people around with a toilet bowl plunger. That is my favorite prop this year. Grapple is awesome. Toilet bowl plunger is better.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Let's
no,
switch it
she
up.
turned off. What is this?
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
He's like, it's my birthday soon. I want to at least say hi while they're here. I love them. They read stories to me. They send me pictures of things I love, like trains and trucks and vehicles for farms. I have to say hi and I love you.
Buddy, I want you to know right now, your mom and dad love you so much. But your buddy Pyle, he can't wait till your birthday. Because I know I'm going to get a picture of something. I'm just saying. For your birthday, you're going to enjoy something, okay?
So you can tell them, hi, I love you, like you do the TV now. Oh. So tell them.
Dude, look at that. He's on the show and our ratings go up.
Yes. Pets and kids do it. They make everything better.
Hear that, Trevor? You're supposed to make my ratings go up. That puppet. But no, without a doubt, guys, take storms seriously. I know we all want to ride it out and we don't want to leave our properties and we don't know exactly where to go, but just really take that in consideration. Storms are not to be messed with because the storms don't care who you are, where you've been. They don't care if you were first class, middle class, or low class. And I'll tell you. Yep, that's something I'm not putting on the show. I refuse to get into that on the show. But no, so since we didn't have a guest tonight, we want to go over these things. And it just kind of feels like we're struggling here, and it's not that we're struggling. I know a lot of us were thinking about this storm. We're thinking of and you know, Erica, I hope that you get feeling better. I know we didn't get a chance to change the tag tonight, but Erica was not on there. Hopefully she gets feeling better. We want to hear about Woods of Terror. And the thing is, Woods of the Kitten Terror is doing a great job in North Carolina, helping people. I gotta say thank you to Sleepy Paramedic. He's absolutely taking the best that he can and actually getting people to be able to donate money just by watching it. I know that I'm not on the platform where I make money off my TikToks. I don't know if it's such a great time in Florida to go swimming or surfing right now because they actually have a whole bunch of tornadoes down in Florida. So I don't see how that would be a great time. But you know what? You can try anything you want once. But
I don't wanna.
So the question I got for you two right now is usually in the middle we go ahead and do some commercials. But we're actually at the point where we're thinking about the well-being of storms, we're thinking about the people, and we're hoping that no other haunts get taken off by this weather.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You think we should do a commercial and come back from it, or you think we should just settle some minds and take a moment and just keep on thinking about these people that's absolutely being affected by this stuff? Because I know I just can't unplug myself from it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't think we should advertise. I mean, beyond our opening and closing thing that we do for the network, I don't feel like we need to run ads in mid show because if we do anything, we should just put up the donate code. You know what I mean? Let's stick that up and talk about that a little bit more and make that our ad, if anything.
Are
Okay.
you talking about that one Facebook one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and donate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if let me remind everybody, if you are watching this in the year 2035, it is not new news that this hurricane went through, and that code just might not be doing that. So please take in consideration that this is still fresh. It went through. Tomorrow it will be what, 2 weeks. And today we have one going through Florida right now. That it's absolutely same thing. So take in consideration if you guys are donating, and if this podcast does make you want to donate, awesome. If it makes you want to donate to something else, absolutely. If you can financially do it, absolutely do it. We've got the little screen up there. I do think. Let me pull this up because I think that there was a part to that you also would want to type in the messages. I
Hold on a
think you had to
second.
put hashtag something, wasn't there? How dare me send all these messages?
Okay. There we go.
Found something, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it in the comments too.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Today's the 9th, right?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
I'm just pulling this up, and I just read this here. The Haunted Farm. Wednesday, which was today. We will be setting up a supply drive area in the front far parking lot of Epic Theater, and that's in well, they actually were accepting donations from 12 to 3, and then they were going to distributing them at the same location from 3 to 6. So anybody that could donate, that's pretty awesome. They were taking donations, and they were wanting to know. And this is always one of those things, you kind of come across this, and here's some of the items that people were looking for: water bottles, non-perishable food, toiletries. Or you always have to have toiletries, and this is a big one: cleaning supplies, batteries, pet food, diapers, baby wipes, baby formula. That's a pretty good list. I'm always going to give you guys one more. And a lot of people don't even think about this during a disaster. If you get a hold of gloves, and I mean, we're talking about work gloves, please donate work gloves, because these people have to go in these places. They have to touch stuff, and they don't want to touch stuff, or it could touch them back. And you don't need a nail touching inside your palm. We had a tornado here early this spring over in the county right beside our county, and that was one of the biggest things. They requested gloves. Please, absolutely, if you've got gloves, donate gloves to disasters, because they're going to pick up limbs. They're going to pick up this, that. There was a car bumper from this tornado that was stuck in a tree, and it was just hanging in this tree as people were walking under it, not knowing that was there. So please take in consideration work gloves is a big thing. And never, ever, ever look at somebody and say, um, other people need the help before I do. And the reason I say never ever say that is because if you need help, you need help. Don't turn away to help everybody else and then you be the last person. I will tell you from being a person that deals with disasters, I've met people, but this one person, she gave away every food box she had. If you would give her 2 food boxes, she would give away 2. The only time she didn't give away a food box is when I gave her 3. She could give 2 away, but she had to keep 1. And that was the bad thing. She actually didn't think that she needed help, but her roof was missing. And that's the thing. If you need help, you need to make sure that you tell somebody, get someone's help. When it's a disaster like this, you're not only going to get this help and you're not always going to think about this help, but you also need mental help. You need to be able to talk to people. Please go out, make sure that people know that you are okay. That was one of the biggest things with Erica. I didn't know exactly how close she was or what was going on. And I sent her a message after it. Hey, are you okay? How's things going? And I did not hear a response. And then finally she responded, said, yes, I'm okay. By the way, I know the podcast is coming up. This is what's going on. And unfortunately, she got sick. So once again, take care of yourself. Make sure you pay attention to stuff. Always have flashlights and solar panels. No matter how dark it gets, the sun will come out. So, solar panel, go buy them. Might not be the best thing in the world, but go buy them. If you get a nice solar panel, you can get 2 car batteries and stick it in your trailer. And I know from experience you can run a lot of stuff off of it. But yeah, please go out. So if you can support this, we got the link up there. You got to be able to put that in there. That way they know that this money is going and coming in to go ahead and do this. They do not know that we are posting this. They have no idea. So if you ever talk to these people and you tell them, hey, Chainer's Haunted Secrets said I should do this and I did it for this, that would be awesome. But you don't have to do that. We want the money. We want the help to go to the people. If you feel like you want to support the United Cajun Navy, absolutely. Sleepy Paramedics got ways. If you find him on TikTok, that one guy, you know what? If you want to tell him we exist, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay for Sleepy Paramedic to know.
Sleepy Paramedics in the comments, so you can find him.
Oh.
The thing in the comments for the relief fund is there too. And the Haunt Factor link is in the comments as well.
All right. So we want to make sure that you guys have the tools that you can use to gather the information that we got. You can go ahead and help people if you guys can, absolutely. And just remember, do not help someone over past your means. If you cannot afford it, do not do it. There are plenty of groups, your local areas that can always use it. I know the one thing that my buddy that was there was telling me, everybody was screaming for blood. If you can, donate blood. So.
Okay, one more thing I want to add before we move any further, because I've already found this in my area.
Okay.
Please do not prey on the old people in your area to scout money. Please do not please watch out who you're sending it to. Make sure they're legit. We know Woods of Terror is legit because they're part of our people. But please vet all your sources before you send money, because I've already been seeing this happen. Somebody's been asking for money, and I hate to say it, in my area, and that ticked me off so much, and trying to scalp some of our older people for money. So, vet your sources. They have been dealt with by the police, but I can't say for the others. Yes, please help vet the sources. We have vetted this one. This is one of our people's, our haunts that we believe in.
So I do want to point out, since you brought that up, and thank you very much for that, Friday. Please absolutely watch where you're sending your money to. Make sure you do your research. Make sure if you don't trust us, do your research. We want you to do your research. That way you can fact check us. But the one thing I will tell you absolutely, when it comes down to scammers and stuff like that, we don't have shirts. That is one of the number one things that people go and say, hey, this is a limited deal with shirts. Contact us, place your order. And it looks legit. We do not have shirts. Please do not buy any shirts. That being said, you can always contact us, and we will more than happily get a hold of you and tell you, yes, this is us, or no, it's not. Anytime that we are live, you are more than welcome to send us a message, and we will look at it and say, you know what? We need to address this. We want you guys to be safe with stuff. That is always one of our concerns about everything. We want you guys to be safe. And please, please, always be safe. You won't go knocking, or you won't go answering the door if the guy had a hood on and you didn't recognize him at all, right? That's the thing. We don't want you guys to go in the shadows and say, oh, well, this is this. No, we want you guys to all take in consideration of everything, and we want you guys to do the best choices. That's why we go, and as we are on live, and I'm down in my basement, Raz is in his office, and Jenny's in a closet, we are sitting at our computers and doing our work. As you see me go like this, I am actually doing research on my phone that's located right there as we are doing it. If I told you look like I'm zoning out like this, it is because I'm reading a screen doing the research. I know how irritating that looks, but we are doing it right now. We are looking it up. Please always be aware. But that being said, I don't know if we got anything else to talk about because, we don't have a guest, unfortunately. And throughout this thing, you know what? We should have just called this the warning show. That's all we've been doing, warning people about the dangers of storms and showing them research and the dangers of people scamming and the danger of wearing a shirt when your 6-year-old has flour on her hands.
Oh, I thought it was powdered donuts.
No, actually, you know what? A fun little fact about me. I don't like donuts. I really don't care for them. But that is funny. I like that. That's funny. No, what had happened is I had this shirt laid out, and my daughter thought it would be fun to get into flour. And she has been high-fiving. When she had that flour on her hands, she was high-fiving everything. I think my pillow had a high five on it. That means it went from the kitchen. What's that?
Mine made muffins.
Oh, that's awesome. Whatever you do, don't lick the icing off of the back of the couch. Anyway, I think that's enough said for this evening. And as you guys can tell, my voice ain't too bad. Friday, what are you laughing at? I have no idea. Anyway,
I don't want to know if it's icing or something else on the back of the couch. Because it could go either way in this house.
oh my gosh. I knew that would get her. I knew it. But we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to sign off now and just tell you guys thank you for joining us and putting up with our shenanigans, as we do absolutely care about the haunt industry and we actually care about our haunters. Me and Raz had a crazy idea, and if the crazy idea comes to truth, the crazy idea might be that we actually care about haunters a little too much, maybe.
Yeah, a little
We care about them when they're not even able to haunt no more. Anyway, you guys all have yourself a great one. I thank everybody. Friday, let's do this. Where can we find you except for licking icing off the back of the couch?
I'm hiding in a closet in Texas.
You
You can find me. Yes. You can find me at all the usual places. Owl Light, Fake Horror, Friday with the Library and the Blue Box.
All right. And now up, Dr. Raz T Slasher.
You can find me everywhere under the line under Raz T Slasher. You're probably talking to the number one Raz cosplayer in the world. That's Jenny over there. You can also find me at RazTSlasher.com. This Thursday, you can find me. Well, I guess most of you can't find me, but some of you can find me at a Chainer's Field of Screams, hanging out with my awesome, amazing friends. You're gonna get some Ron, Pyle, Raz, and Matt action. We'll do some videos, a couple videos for the channel over there too together because that sounds fun. Excited about that. And of course, this weekend you'll find me at Hell's Dungeon on Friday and Saturday. Hell's Dungeon Haunted Attraction in Dayton, Ohio. Come and support us. Come check it out. Come and support everybody. Also, this weekend when you're not, listen, you just got to go to Field of Screams this weekend. You got to come to Hell's Dungeon. You got to go to Carnage. You got to go to so many awesome places. You go to all the haunts you can. Like if you're not in Ohio, you're not from Ohio. Well, get your shit together. Get down here and go to all our haunts because they're amazing.
Or find the haunts in your area and go to them.
Yes.
And our love is with Maze of Terror. We hope you guys are able to open again next year.
Big time, guys. We love you, and man, if there's anything we can do, let us know. I mean, I don't know what we can do, but we're willing to do a lot.
So I do want to point out, before I totally sign off, I do have a proper thank you to go to Haunted Town Hall in Lafayette, Ohio. Wow, has Mayor Joseph really stepped it up? See, if you come to Chainer's Field of Screams in Botkins, Ohio, and you keep your ticket stub, you can take that over to Haunted Town Hall in Lafayette. You can purchase a ticket, and if you show them that ticket stub, not only will you receive $2 off of your ticket, but they donate $1 to Chainer's Field of Screams. That way we can use it towards our charities that we do. And boy, we've got a long list of different stuff that we do with that money. But I do want to say thank you very much, because he asked me a couple weeks ago if we had ticket stubs. I said yes, and I said, what are you thinking? He said, don't worry about it. That was the indicator that something was up. He didn't say a single thing, and then we seen the post because we got tagged into it. And when I seen it, I just said, what did you do? He goes, I'm hoping I helped you. Because when we closed, because the hurricane made its way up to Ohio with the weather, we went up to Haunted Town Hall. And when we went up to Haunted Town Hall, you could find Chainer up in the kitchen asking you if you wanted to sample the pudding that was left on the toilet bowl plunger. And yeah, had a great time. But they're returning the favor. Thank you guys very much. Absolute. What? What?
Okay, we got the list. We have the
That face,
raccoons.
that
We have
face
icing
Friday.
on the back of the couch, and then we have the pudding.
The toilet bowl plunger,
list.
absolutely. Yep, I was making chocolate pudding with a toilet bowl plunger, and I was giving samples out. You just had to pick the corn out of it. But anyway, no matter what, we thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful, absolute, terrible show because, being around me is a terrible time. And we thank you guys for supporting everything that we support. And you guys, I have a question for you. So, what haunted houses are you going to go see this weekend? Because they're still open, and there's even some open September 1st and September 2nd. And then, don't forget, there is Revenge of Krampus all over.
September?
I know.
Or November?
In December.
Okay, you said September. We passed September.
Oh, did I?
So November?
November.
Yep.
November 1st and 2nd, haunts are still open. And then we get into December. And then that's the Revenge of Krampus.
Yeah, December.
There you go. I said it right the second time. You know what? This is the best part about being on a live show. I screw up and you guys call me out and I have to correct myself. Right here, right now.
Get together, Pyle.
So, I
love
hope you guys all have yourself a wonderful one, and I'm going to act like Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to wave my pen around, and I hope that it does some kind of magic. Ready? Where'd that background come from?